Hey guys, damn, I just recorded this video, but I was doing something else with my video recorder earlier, and I recorded this video and the next one, the 12th round, without any sound. So I already talked about all this shit once, but here we go into the 11th round of Ward versus Kovalev in preparation for the rematch. I apologize if this is not as in-depth as I'd like it to be. I already just went over it and realized I didn't have no sound on it, so let's go ahead and get into this round. So Kovalev coming out fast like he usually does, really active guard, feinting, some good stuff from him. Boom, comes in with his jab, dips down. He gives him like a little feint, right? Gives him a little feint, ducks down, makes him think it's going to be a body shot. But Ward catches the shot really good, really nice. And as he comes in, check this out. So this is exactly how you want to come in when you're coming in to fight on the inside. If you look at Ward's elbow, what he wants to do is keep that elbow and bring it up and pin it up against Kovalev's glove so Kovalev can't punch him with the right hand. Also, so he knows where Kovalev is, right? And if Kovalev is going to throw a punch, and then he wants to use that forearm once he gets up, right, and bodied up with Kovalev, he wants to use that forearm to create space to throw punches with his left and his right hand, whichever one he chooses. But he doesn't. As soon as he gets under that shot, he goes to hold and he starts grabbing. Whoops. And then immediately, because he's holding with both hands, the referee should be breaking them up. There shouldn't be any opportunity to throw punches or whatever. They're not legal punches. When one fighter goes to hold the other fighter, I want to talk a little bit about the clinch real quick. The clinch is a defensive tactic, you guys. Defensive. If the only reason they don't break the clinch when one of the fighters has a free arm is so that the fighter who's being clinched has an opportunity to punch the other one, not for the fighter who's clinching to have an opportunity to punch the fighter he's clinching, right? It's not to favor the clincher, it's to favor the clinchee, right? To give him an opportunity to land some shots. But Ward, takes advantage of this rule and bends it in a way that's I don't think is appropriate for boxing. And that's the difference. Whoever coined the term, clinch game, it's important, right? Like if I was teaching a fighter how to fight, I'd make sure that they knew how to wrestle and shit on the inside. So if they fought someone who fought like this, they could win, But is it a part of boxing? Only because of social normativity, only because people are so used to it. It's not actually part of boxing. But anyway, moving on. You can't really tell, but he feints him right there with that probing shot. This is really good. I like this from Ward. Using the information that he has from Kovalev, right? So, whoops. Here he sticks his glove out, remember? Just like in the earlier rounds, and Kovalev loves to just shoot a punch in, right? So he probes him, gets Kovalev to react, right? And then throws a right hand to the body. You can't see that it lands, right? But I hear it makes a loud sound on the... if you listen to the video. So I assume that it lands. So boom. And then Ward takes a step back and throws out left hook. Or Kovalev takes a step back, throws out left hook. Ward blocks it. He does a good job blocking it, but it's good that he's starting to use that distance, create that space, right, with his feet. And then Ward throws this left hook as he's shifting. And it bounces off of Kovalev's shoulder and then off of his head. But not a scoring blow, even though he'd probably get credit for it from the judges. And then exploding into this shot, and he eats kind of a body shot right there. Not a super hard shot if you listen to the audio, but, it's there. Some feinting, boom, feints him, shoots the shot, Ward smothers him. Kovalev does a good job of getting his forearm on him. And then Ward grabs him, and then Kovalev grabs back. And now at this point, they're both grabbing. The referee does a good job of breaking them. Ward using some lead hand dominance right there. Whoops. Oh, and then they both wind up shooting a jab and catching each other. I think that, you know, Kovalev's jab is obviously going to be a little better, but and then Ward trying to get the upper hand in the exchange, goes to the body, but eats a shot. And I don't think that Ward's lands. I think it touches his belt line, but Kovalev reads that really well. Ooh. And then Ward feinting him. Oh God, I love that. Lead hand dominance. Feints a right hand, right? So this is really good. If you check this out, Kovalev starts to probe him, and Ward flinches like he's going to throw a right hand and elicits a right hand from Kovalev. And I'm not sure if you guys remember, but this is exactly the exchange that happened in round 2 where Kovalev landed the knockdown. The probing jab, and then Ward throws a right hand counter, and then Kovalev lands a right hand. So maybe that's also the reason why Ward hasn't thrown any right hands this whole fight, is because that's the punch he threw when he got knocked down. But flinches, oh, beautiful. Totally makes him bite, right? But then Ward, you know, stays there, right? Ward doesn't run, you know, and he winds up taking a shot on the body. You know, it's kind of low, right? It's like on the belt line, but he allows Kovalev to feint. And Kovalev getting a little quicker with his feint, right? 1, 2, and then because Ward doesn't react, shoots a jab at him, but Ward gets out of the way. But he does take that shot to the belt line right there. And I'm not sure if his trunks are high or not, but if you listen to the audio, it definitely hits Kovalev, or it definitely hits Ward. Now, Ward, oh wait, did I miss something there? Let's see. So, nope. Kovalev just explodes with his right hand. He slips on the inside. And that looks like a punch, but I don't think it's a punch. I think it's just him running into Kovalev's glove. But very smart, right? After sliding in, excuse me. After sliding in, he doesn't hold, right? And because he doesn't hold, Kovalev is able to push off and create distance when they get inside, and makes him miss with that shot. Ooh, super smart. Ward tries to use lead hand dominance again, right? Really smart. And baits Kovalev into throwing a shot. Again, something that Ward is really good at doing, utilizing the information that he has from his opponent, you know, and I think I said it a couple rounds ago, but he knows that Kovalev is going to try to counter that that lead hand dominance, and I was kind of ragging on him a little bit for not using that information. And here he is, sticks his glove out, gets Kovalev to bite on the shot, right? And then throws a left hook. It doesn't land, right? Kovalev being very responsible himself after he shoots that shot and he misses and is able to slip the shot and get his glove up. But Ward showing that he's learning from these patterns, you know, and that's one thing that Ward does super well, you know, paying attention, being alert, understanding what's going on in the ring. So I definitely appreciate that about him. Now Kovalev dipping to the right around the around that probe. Now Kovalev also knowing that those probes and those that tactic, right, that lead hand dominance, Ward is actually starting to use it correctly now, whereas before he was just using it to control the space in a passive way, right? Now he's using it to control the space in I don't know how to say it. Non-passive is the only thing that I can think of. But when he forces his opponent to react to it, he's able to create offense, right? Showing that he's getting better, he's learning things. And we might see like a whole new different Ward in the next fight if he remembers to use these tricks. But anyway, he's using the lead hand dominance, and Kovalev's trying to bait him on the dip to his left leg. Really funny stuff. Like, no, you go first. No, you go first. And Kovalev just lets him off the ropes. Ooh, interesting right there. So I remember I was talking shit about Kovalev and when he would cut the ring off. And here he cuts it off. He's not in punching position right away, but Ward ducks down and Ward tries to shoot in and try to get his arm around Kovalev. If you see, his arm comes out, but Kovalev takes a step back, and it looks like he catches him with the left hook right there. I can't be super sure. It sounds like it. It looks really compelling right there. So I think he does. But Kovalev very prepared for that, you know, and I don't know if I've seen any other instances in which Ward has done that. So it makes me think that that's just something that he was prepared for, and it took 11 rounds to show up. Oh, right there. Good trap from Kovalev. Explodes out of his guard, throws a body shot. Knows that Ward is going to try to counter him, right? Because he always tries to get him back off of those shots. But I don't think he was expecting a right hand, and almost catches him with the left hook in response. Alright, so what happens here? Feints him. And as he's going down, Kovalev tries to catch him with the shot. He sees that he's moving down, but he still misses. And as Ward moves in, he grabs him. And now Kovalev puts him in a headlock in response. Oh, my video is kind of freezing. Alright, let's give it a second. Lead hand control. Kovalev lands a body shot. Good job on Kovalev right there. Feints him. Misses the jab, right? Andre Ward knows that Kovalev throws, he usually throws his jabs in multiples, especially off the feint, right? Gets under the shot, and Kovalev controls his head and is able to push him off. You know, good work from him right there. Ooh, tricky, tricky. Dips to his right, dips to his left, and as he's dipping to his left, Ward feints him, right? And starts coming in, because he knows that that's going to make Kovalev react, and Kovalev reacts with the right hand, right? Boom. And then he can't throw it, obviously, because it's not where he thought his head was going to be when he reacted, because he thought it was going to be a punch, and Ward's able to get in. But he doesn't. Ward this time doesn't wrap his arms around Kovalev, and Kovalev's able to control him and get him off. You know, and it's really, the narrative for this round has been really interesting so far, because almost every instance that Ward hasn't grabbed him and locked him up, he's been able to control his head and push him off, right? So when Ward's not allowed to use illegal tactics to work his way inside, like by holding, Kovalev has been able to mitigate all of his offense. Oh, clever. So we just saw him dip to the right, and that made Ward react, right? So he was using that to bait him to do something else. So he dips to his right here. Ward reacts, and he catches him with that cross. Ward catches him with the shot too, so they trade shots, but Ward's probably a little better. Oh, beautiful, man. Oh, God. Feints to the right again. Feinting the right. Ward almost takes it, right? Comes in, feints to the right again, and then throws a jab. You know, barely missing, right? Then dipping to his right, feinting, probing with the right hand, and then stepping forward, closing the distance, and catching him with a right hand jab, right? Beautiful boxing. If you take a look at this whole exchange too, it's all predicated off of Kovalev dipping to his left and setting up shots and trying to bait Andre Ward, right? Boom. And then catching him with the cross, almost, right? And then coming in, shifting, and then catching him with the right hand cross. Beautiful boxing. Kovalev really showing some great craft in this round and some great adjustments from those middle rounds. And interesting, right? When Ward comes up, right? He's up, and he instantly goes down, telegraphing that he's going to throw a shot. And by now, you don't really know if it's a jab to the body or to the head, but you know a punch is coming, and Kovalev is able to try and counter it. And I'm still curious as to why he keeps throwing the right hand to the head and not to the body. You know, the body seems like a free shot, especially if you know that your opponent is throwing a jab right there. But, you know, whatever. Ooh. So Kovalev comes in, dipping on the left. what the hell happens here? Hold on. He just catches him just with a blank shot. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a lot of setup. He dips down a little bit. Is it a left hook or is it a... Yeah, kind of a left hook. Good defensive responsibility getting under those shots. One of the rules, if you look up the rules on BoxRec, you're not allowed to dip below your opponent's waistband. You guys can tell me if you think that he does. Don't really tell me. I'm not blind. Oh, man. Kovalev coming in. And, you know, Andre Ward being a lot more, not aggressive in this round, but less tentative, right? He's engaging with Kovalev a lot more. And now Kovalev is starting to land some punches, right? Off those feints and those probes. You know, a real master at setting up his punches, and you're able to see him land a lot of clean shots in this round. But here he is, feinting a body shot and catching Ward with a great right hand. So he dips down like he's going to throw a jab to the body, and Ward reads it completely wrong. Boom, and eats a right hand to the face. Great shot. You know, and this is why I flop when I'm talking about who is a better offensive fighter, Golovkin or Kovalev, because Kovalev is so crafty. He has such a fantastic offense and a diverse way of setting his punches up. I don't always think that he's more responsible in setting his punches up than Gennady Golovkin. I think Gennady Golovkin, when he wants to be, is the most offensively responsible fighter in boxing. But I don't know if he has as many like cute tricks and tactics and feints and stuff as Kovalev does. But they're both you know top tier aggressive fighters. But anyway, here we go. Shows him the lead hand dominance, baiting a shot, right? Goes to show it to him again, right? Moves his head because he thinks the punch is coming, right? He's baiting it with that probe. As usually Kovalev bites. The probe, the shot doesn't come, but Ward knows that he can't leave his head there because he just fainted, or he just got fainted, right? So he ducks down, gets under the next shot, and then times this perfectly and catches him with the right to the body. That is fucking beautiful. Understanding the positioning that he needs to change every single time. Every time he winds up getting feinted and changing position, he knows that he's not in a safe spot, and then finally he's able to pick the shot up. And even though it's not a hard shot because he doesn't have the coordination, and that right hand looks like a wet noodle, great boxing, you know, beautiful boxing. That was like just amazing, you know. Maybe I'm like making too much out of it, you know, but off the lead hand dominance, you know, like how few fighters could do that, could set this up. And like it's a lot of work to land a body shot, right? But at the highest level, it's a lot of fucking work to land punches. These guys they've been doing it their whole lives. They have all this understanding and they're very good, you know? So lead hand dominance. He gets feinted. He knows he can't stay there. Takes a step back. Gets feinted again. Goes to catch the jab that he thinks is coming. But now because he's out of position, he has to be worried about the right hand. So he starts ducking to get out of it. Moves into that and then still able to get out of the way of the jab and land his body shot. I'm sorry if I talk too much about that, but I really appreciate Ward's defensive craft and his understanding of positioning. Again, Kovalev giving him that like shift thing. Boom, shifts to the left, throws that shot and misses. Very smartly shifts back, and as soon as he bodies up with Ward, Ward grabs him and starts wrestling. You know, although they come out, they wind up breaking, right? The way that it winds up as he's pushing him off, and I don't have a problem with that, right? But initiating the clinch in the first place, you know, winds up being like really sneaky as you make your opponent think you're going to clinch, and then you stop clinching and you throw punches. And if that's part of the mind game of you're winning a fight, you know, I don't know if I like that too much. But in this instance, he lands some clean shots. It's a pretty decent left hook right there. Oh, man. Really good. So, dips to his left, right? Dips to his right. Here you go. Dips to his right. And then starts leaning to his left. And Ward just catches him with a great shot. In not rotation, but I don't know how to say it. But in transition, yeah. Really good shot. Oh, and then great jab from Kovalev. You know, he's got that really sneaky, how he brings it up from low, right? Whoop, and then lets it go. You know, he caught Ward with that earlier too, but makes it look like it's going to be nothing. A little running right there, but, you know, you don't want to stand there and let Kovalev set his shots up. Dips down, right? Remember the Andre Ward craft. Dips down first. Telegraphs that he's going to throw a punch and doesn't wind up landing it. Oh no! Misses his shot. You know, they're kind of tired or whatever. Now there's a clip in here. If you look at Kovalev and how close he is to Andre Ward's knee, and then Andre Ward brings his knee up for some reason. You know, I'm not sure exactly why he's doing that. But I guess there's a clip on the internet where Andre Ward knees Kovalev in the face. And this is the scene in the fight where it comes from. But let's actually... Yeah, here we go. Look at Kovalev's face right now. Look at his face. Do you see any blood on his face? Does anybody see any blood on his face? I don't see any. No punches thrown, no punches thrown. And now when he gets up, he touches his nose, and his nose is bleeding, and there's a bunch of blood. You know, where did that come from? Right? And it doesn't look like it's just dripping blood, like when someone gets punched. It looks like it's smashed, you know. And that's conjecture, right? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to blood spat. I don't work for the fucking CSI. But, you know, it doesn't look like normal boxing blood. Just times him really well right there. Good shot. You know, so there's some credence to that possibly having been a knee. I feel like I've seen the clip before, but I'm not sure. And I couldn't find it when I was doing research on the film. I think someone out there has it. If you guys have it, link it in the description, and I'll pin it to the top of the comments section so that anyone who wants to see it can check it out. But, you know, why is Andre Ward running over there with his knee? Kovalev goes down with a clear face, and he comes up with a bloody nose. I don't know. You know, you guys decide until the video surfaces. But anyway, this round was a pretty interesting round. You know, Kovalev was able to set up some pretty good offense. Andre Ward was getting him with some good timing, some good craft. You know, very defensively responsible. And you know, there were a lot of good things in this round. You know, very little wrestling, a lot of high-level boxing in this round. You know, I really enjoyed watching this round and breaking this round down. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't talk about the knee unless you got the video. I don't want to start any like crazy debates about that. That's not, you know, I'm not going to say in the comments or in my keys to victory that one of the ways Ward needs to win is by kneeing Kovalev in the face. But if you have the video, post a link to it, and I'll pin it to the top of the comments section. We can talk about it then. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks, guys.